What's up, everybody? We back in with another video about pretty much KSI going down, I guess. You know? What did he do this time? Let's get right into it. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, please. It'll really help a brother out. For real, for real.
KSI has somehow got more pathetic. He has just appeared on the Talk Tuah podcast. Truly a legendary collab. Historians, you better note this one down. So he's been getting a lot of backlash for that, and apparently he's also been beefing with another YouTuber who was not even trying to fight him and is like the nicest guy ever. Literally Dan TDM 2.0. KSI is like that kid at the party, blindfolded, trying to hit a piñata, but instead just smacks his mom in the face. Like, it's the wrong target, bro. I don't know why he keeps going after the nicest guys ever. Anyways, let's just go over the latest updates here, starting with the Talk Tuah podcast. Also, please smash like. You don't know how hard it was to get through 1 hour of KSI on the Talk Tuah podcast. My brain cells are like triple batter fried.
Thank you for having me.
Well, of course. Thank you for coming on.
Yeah, this, I know it's going to annoy Jake Paul.
Oh, definitely.
But I'm glad you're free from his grasp and are able to flourish and be, well, one of the best podcasts.
A butterfly.
Yeah.
A beautiful butterfly.
One of the best podcasts. Really, KSI? Really? This is like 5 steps below rock bottom here. Like, I've used the title before. KSI's hit rock bottom, but come on, dude. What is this? You actual pathetic worm. You have collabed with yet another crypto scammer. One of the most well-known crypto scammers at this point. Someone who the entire internet hates at the moment for pulling this crypto scam. And you've gone and tried to promote her and tried to elevate her career here. I mean, honestly, at this point, KSI's hobby is just collabing with crypto scammers. I mean, first we had the whole Lunchley crew with Logan Paul and Mr. Beast, and now Haley for some reason. I mean, we all know KSI is also just a professional in the field of crypto, right? Truly a Shaolin monk in the art of pump and dumps. So I can't say I'm fully surprised here, but man, this is pathetic. This is what happens when your diet is exclusively Lunchley and Prime. You get actual parasites just controlling your brain and making the dumbest moves ever. And you know what saddens me the most? There is legitimately a KSI fan out there who unironically says, I can't enjoy my Talk Tuah podcast without my Lunchley in my prime. This generation is flippin' cooked, man. Anyways, so they continue their riveting conversation. KSI basically just repeats his NPC dialogue. I hate Jake Paul. I love Logan Paul.
Logan's cooler. Logan's a lot more cool to like deal with, work with. He's like, obviously, you know, he's got haters, but
All I can say is I really don't honestly see the point in liking either one of them or not liking either one of them. I remember both of them when they were doing Vines. I remember a whole bunch of people before they just became famous and everything doing the normal YouTube Vine stuff. Just making little short, funny clips. Literally.
I feel like he genuinely is a good person, a way better person than Jake Paul. And yeah, man, like we just get on. Like we're quite similar in our way of thinking. And yeah, it's just good vibes whenever we're together.
It's just good vibes, guys. I actually suck off Logan Paul under the table every day of the week. Legend says if he makes me $1 billion this month, he can lick my balls. KSI be like, I used to have chicken for lunch, but now I just gargle on Logan's pee-pee. Also, can I just say, how out of touch is this guy to just openly admit that he is very similar to Logan Paul? We just get on perfectly. We have like very similar personalities. We're actually both unhinged sociopaths who will do anything for money in clout, basically. Oh yeah, you know the guy that filmed the dead body and uploaded it on YouTube? We actually are very similar, guys. You know, if I didn't know any better, I would have done it myself. Then he continues talking about his friendship with Logan and how much he just, I don't...
In his research, Dr. Morrison identified a paradox. A moment where machine...
I don't know, wants to get in bed with him.
How did you two start working together? Yeah.
Well, me and Logan, well, we were enemies. when we were fighting, and then we just talked to each other behind the scenes, and then we went on a podcast and talked there, and honestly, we were just like going back and forth like it was nothing. Like it was so easy. It was like it got to the point where we were like, oh, why do we hate each other? Like this is cool. We're like it's just like we're friends. Yeah,
Those are the best kind of friendships.
Oh, yeah.
I think you forgot to mention how Logan makes you so much money that you would literally drink his piss out of a glass. That's the kind of friendship you guys should be striving for, you know, the truly deep connection where you would literally not talk to each other unless it was for business reasons.
Yeah.
So you said starting early. How old are you?
So I am 31.
31.
Yeah.
When did
I
you
would have
start?
never guessed that.
Really? How old
Really?
did you think I
I
was?
was thinking like 25, maybe.
What?
Yeah, I don't know.
We both assumed that.
25?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We didn't look it
God.
up.
Yeah, I'm not shocked they guessed that he was younger. With the way KSI acts, not a single soul would believe this guy's in his 30s. KSI the type of guy to punch a wall because it looked at him funny. KSI the type of guy to go on the Talk Tuah podcast talking about Logan Paul in Prime. Real sentence, by the way. Anyways, I was looking at the comment section of this video, and basically people are saying that KSI only went on this podcast as a forfeit to a challenge of some sort. I'm not sure exactly what it was, but apparently he lost a challenge with the Sidemen or something like that. But obviously that's not really an excuse to platform and collab with one of the biggest known scammers out there. But oh wait, he's already done that with Logan Paul, so obviously that's not surprising at all. But yeah, I saw a few people defending him over this, like, oh yeah, KSI didn't even want to do this. But if you actually watch the podcast, the entire podcast, he's completely praising her, trying to help her, giving her advice to get out of this situation and everything. So he clearly wanted to be there as well. He's like constantly praising her for her come up and her success, and he's obviously still promoting her. So I don't know why anyone is giving him a pass for this. Also, but if you can just do anything because you lost a challenge that doesn't even, you know, exist, by the way, it's between your friend group or whatever. By that logic, I can go collab with Diddy and say that I lost a challenge, guys. It was just a prank, actually. Like, KSI fans gotta be the dumbest people online. I
Not the Diddy.
swear to God.
Well, I feel like I'm always so interested in like other people's come up. Like obviously yours is the hot tour.
It was unintentional, I swear.
Yeah. So like, explain to me with how that whole situation felt.
So apparently it's a forfeit, right? So is he just pretending to be interested? Because it doesn't seem like that to me. It seems like he's actually just befriending a fellow scammer. And even if he isn't, he's still promoting her. He's still, you know, spent an entire hour with her and posted it online. And people will still watch this because of KSI, and it is helping her relevancy. And look at this shit. He just keeps glazing her for doing the most basic stuff imaginable.
Yeah, I can imagine, like, especially because your comment was so fast. You must have had so many DMs, so many messages, people from school hitting you up, and it must have been, like you said,
What?
so
What?
overwhelming. And then for you,
Of course, people was hitting her up. She's a hot tour girl, literally. She literally sat there on that dang interview and sat there and said, all you gotta do is spit on it and get him in a hot tour. Like, we all know what that means. Literally. Like, of course, her inbox and everything probably got flooded. Everybody probably didn't even know she was like that until she made that clip.
I mean, I felt like you were so smart in
Right?
instantly
That's like,
creating
I was an innocent
like
child.
content
She said all
through
that.
it and being a content creator and being like, okay, let me capitalize on this
Heck
and
yeah.
take charge.
Yeah, she's really adding a lot to this conversation. That, you know, that heck yeah, that was genius right there. That was Socrates. You wouldn't understand. You're too stupid for that. That will go down as one of the most intellectual statements of all time. Also, can anybody in the audience explain to me what the hell is KSI talking about? She just got lucky, bro. She got lucky on the internet with this dumb clip that went viral. She did nothing special. She has literally no talent. She got lucky and then used that fame to instantly do a crypto scam and ruin her career. And here you are trying to revive it. You know, I saw a comment and it was so true. It was like old KSI would jump off a building if he saw what new KSI would become or something like that. And it was the main part I wanted to see was, do they actually discuss the crypto scam? And they actually do, but they completely dance around it without even mentioning it. So this is how two crypto scammers justify being completely morally bankrupt.
So viral, man. It's crazy. But yeah, and then obviously, you know, you've had your roller coaster.
Yeah.
I'm still here.
Well, I mean, that's it. because like I've been doing this for so long. I've had my ups and my downs and my downs and everything. And it's just you've just got to roll with the punches and just stay consistent. You know, I say this to everyone, like, you know, you're not gonna be the main person all the time. You have to learn to just take a back seat.
Boy, he talking about learn how to take a back seat. See, that's the whole reason I stopped my nephews and all them from drinking that prom crap and everything.
So when he says roller coaster, he's referring to her massive crypto scam that she pulled that made the entire internet absolutely hate her guts. Except KSI, of course. When KSI sees somebody scam somebody else, he actually just gets in bed with them. He starts a business with them. He becomes best friends with them. Also, again, I don't know what he's talking about. He's giving like the most generic creator advice of all time, like, oh, you're not gonna be at the top on the top all the time. Just be okay with being a little irrelevant sometimes. Okay, I mean, how about you say what exactly this, quote, roller coaster actually was instead of dancing around it like an absolute loser? The roller coaster was her doing a crypto scam. Of course it's gonna be a goddamn roller coaster. And then he gives advice like, just be consistent. How, what? She just scammed her fans, like, be consistent with scamming her fans? Like, what are you even talking about? You know, just do it a couple more times. People will just get used to it, you know? I mean, look at me. I'm KSI. I'm huge. I'm massive. Nobody cares that I'm a scumbag. Just be like me. That's what I've learned from my career, that you can literally do anything and people will not care. Also, real quick, if you're a fan of Hawk Tuah, do humanity a favor. Take one of Elon's rockets and fly yourself into the sun. Thank you. Now, this next part, KSI talks about how people in this industry only care about making money. This is coming from KSI, by the way.
But keep going, and then eventually, you know, you might be up again, and then you'll be down, and you just gotta keep going, and yeah, in this industry, people are going to use and abuse you. Like,
I found that out the hard way.
I
had to find that out the hard way.
People are gonna use your hype and go, oh my god, you're it, this is it, da 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 da, and then when your hype is dying off a little, they're like, all right, spit you out, next person. And that's just this industry. It's all about getting clicks. It's all about getting hits. It's all about just being...
Making money.
Making money, that's it. That's all people care about, which is, it's a shame because...
How do you sit there with those words coming out of your mouth and not slap yourself in the face for being the biggest flippin' hypocrite on the planet? People only care about money, man. People won't do anything for money, man. Meanwhile, KSI, buy my prime and lunchly. Anyways, then KSI starts like coaching her and saying that she's doing the right thing coming back to the internet.
Yeah, just, like I said, roll with the punches, man.
I try.
Yeah.
I try most of the time.
You've got this, man. Like, you know, you're back here again. You know, you haven't just hidden away and just gone, oh, screw this, I'm done.
Oh, I did for a little bit.
But it's good that you come back strong, and, you know, you're still here. Yeah. And that's it. You just have to just keep going. You're going to get haters. Even when this comes out, people are still going to hate on you. Be like, oh, what about this, that, you know. Ignore it. It's just noise, you know. Just enjoy yourself.
Heck yeah, I got
fun.
you at this point.
Yeah, and just. Yeah, and just have fun, yeah.
Have fun like KSI. Just have a mental breakdown on Twitter every other week. Listen, if you're a creator out there and you're getting a bunch of like controversy or something, and you get a bunch of people that are angry at you on the internet, I mean, sure, you can ignore people who are blindly hating on you for no valid reason, but if people are legitimately calling you out for a valid reason, like a crypto rug pull, saying that you should take accountability or something like that, it's not just noise, as KSI puts it here. That's when you have to step back and think like, am I doing the right thing here? Have I been led astray or something like that? Is it really worth the money I'm actually making? Because the thing is, once you get to a certain point as a creator, you're always going to get opportunities that seem a little too good to pass up, because, you know, stuff like crypto scams or like these very specific type of sponsorships like gambling or crypto or something like that, right? They can literally set you up for life because they are basically directly taking money from your viewer, right? And the thing is, you will get like millions of dollars, and people will hate you for a bit, and then maybe they'll forget, maybe they won't, but you got your millions of dollars and you're pretty much set for life, right? So that's pretty much the reason why people like Haley and stuff just...
Yeah, that's crazy. No wonder she blew up. Cause she started off as a normal girl, and she just got, you know, those interviews they do in the streets and stuff, and then so she got caught over there. She was a normal person. Now she's like wealthy.
Take
and
these
everything
immediately
now.
without thinking at all. Now, I don't know about Haley because she probably wasn't rich before this, right? So at least there's that little bit of an excuse. I mean, it's not really an excuse. There's no reason to, you know, scam your fans and actually like scam people. That's still a horrible thing to do. But like people like KSI and Logan were already rich when they did it as well, which is so scummy as well. But yeah, I don't know. You just got to think of like, do you want to actually be this type of person? What does it do to your psyche, your soul, and shit like that? You know, cheesy shit like that. But it's like, I don't know. I don't think it's really worth it to go through that when you can, you know, there's so many other ways to make money. I feel like even if you are successful or whatever, you'll always pretty much be unhappy because you won't be like satisfied with yourself. I don't know if that makes sense.
A couple months, I've definitely understood what my worth is. And yeah, I've had time, especially when I was very ill recently, I had time to really think about my life and what I want out of it. So, yeah.
That's fair enough. I think everybody needs to have like one of those times though.
Right, so KSI fell ill. He had time to think. He really grinded his noggin. And after all that thinking, he decided, you know what? I'm going to go on the Talk Tuah podcast. Was this really the flu or did somebody hit your head with a hammer? This is what happens when KSI starts thinking. Can we disconnect that wire? You know that Patrick meme? Disconnect the brain, please. Now comes the obligatory Prime promotion.
Oh, bro, like I'm always, especially like Prime Energy, I'm obsessed with it. Like I'd say, I mean, obviously I'm biased, but compared to any other energy drink, like Red Bull, I just think tastes like ass.
Yeah.
I've actually never met a single person in my entire life who has had Prime and liked it. Is this some kind of grand conspiracy or something? Because, like, I've not met
Exactly. I've only saw kids like it, and they don't really got good taste buds, really.
a single person. Who are these people who are buying this? Like, I know, like, the sales are dropping and shit like that, but my god, man. This guy has the audacity to diss Red Bull and Monster when you made, like, edible sewer water. Listen, if you want a drink, try water, alright? Okay, I'll give you an upgrade. Put the water in the fridge, and now you got cold water. 10 times better, trust me. Anyways, here's what people are saying. JJ loves befriending crypto scammers. Prime in one hand, Lunchly in the other, Talk Tuah in my ears, and KSI on screen. Bro, life's complete. By complete, you mean, yes, it's over, like you're dead. To spice up the next episode, y'all should do Fent. KSI's forfeit was to go on the Talk Tuah, Simon or Kroll for this one. You're acting like this isn't a fully grown 30-year-old man who has a complete autonomy over his decisions. Like, okay, what if the forfeit was to do a podcast with Diddy? Is he gonna do that? Shit, she scams her fans, naps for 3 months, and comes back with a podcast with a fellow grifter. Rug Tuah. How is she not in jail? Nobody can answer this. We've also got some Twitter clips. KSI's getting backlash for going on Talk Tuah.
They say oh.
Ooh.
OIL.
O-I oil.
Oil. Oil. Oh.
Oil?
Oh.
You're saying oil?
Oh.
Oh, let me rub some oil on you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, man.
You see, you have perfect Tennessee accent there.
No.
Oh, yes. He said hell no.
That was the least funny thing I've ever seen in my entire life. I would literally rather listen to Amy Schumer. Anyways, let's quickly move on to KSI beefing with this guy called Wade. Basically, if you remember last time, KSI pulled out of a boxing fight with Dylan Dennis, and Wade gave props to Dylan for actually showing up to the fight, did not say a single word about KSI, and KSI just lost his mind over this. First, we'll look at what KSI said, and then Wade's response to it.
I tweeted, also for all the shit that was talked about Dylan Dennis pulling out of this fight, credit where credit is due. He was going to show up. This event was being carried promo-wise by him. Don't agree with that, but anyway. And I get that KSI is sick, but I gotta give Dylan some credit here. He was ready to go. I don't know, like, now you gotta remember, Wade has just been jabbing at me for years, constantly. Bro, I broke down, man. I'm there crying, bro. In my room, just crying because, like I said, I felt like I just let everyone down. So then, I go online and I see all this shit and, people just jabbing at me, and it was just Wade, bro. Normally I just ignore it, but it just pissed me off, and I just lost my shit, man. I just fully lost my shit, and I just said this: shut the fuck up. You annoying waste of oxygen. Surely your knees must hurt so much at this point from sucking on Jake Paul and his team all the in time.
Okay, so KSI gets sick and he's allowed to cry in his room. But if one of his opponents gets injured and pulls out of a fight like Alex Wasabi, or Dylan Dennis pulls out of the fight for his dad dying, you relentlessly make fun of them online. This is a straight karma. You get what you deserve. Also, what a crazy response to Wade. Like, he didn't even mention you, and you call him a waste of oxygen. It's like you're fighting windmills here. And now we'll check out Wade's response, and let's just see how bad of a guy this guy actually is.
I do at least try my best to be as unbiased as I can be. And I genuinely mean that. People aren't going to believe it, but it is what it is. I do try that. And in all earnestness, the tweet that he got upset about was not a shot at JJ. And when he says, I take shots at him, I disagree. I think if anything, especially in the case of JJ, now listen, I'm not going to say I'm innocent, that I've never taken a shot at someone. But in his case, I think I've been more than charitable with KSI. In fact, the shots I've taken at him have been return fire for the things that he's said about me. Those are just critical things, opinion-based from a commentator that, of course, and we've been through this on this channel, I'm going to say. And that's out of his control. And maybe that's a big problem for him. JJ, I don't hate you. I never have. In fact, I think I've said in videos before, when I met you, was super impressed by you. Still am. Just the emotional, uncomfortable, frustrated look on JJ's face. And honestly, no joke, I'm not even trying to troll. It looked like he was going to cry, explaining all the things that went down for this fight not to go over the way it should have. And to me, that's sad. Not in a, oh, look how embarrassing this is way, but no, like genuinely empathizing for KSI. That's a sad thing. My bad. I never meant to come across as hateful toward JJ. Whether it was jokes or anything like that, I honestly never meant to come across like I hated the guy. I don't have any ill will toward KSI, and regardless how he feels, what he thinks, I genuinely want the best for him.
I genuinely want the best for him. Wow, man, this guy is so horrible. KSI once again beefing with literally the nicest guy ever. Flashbacks to KSI melting down on Dan TDM. Like, if you had no idea who Dan was back in that beef, you would think he's the most evil guy on the planet because KSI wouldn't shut up about him for 3 months straight. Same thing with Wade here. Like, he's just nothing but nice to him, and KSI just misinterprets it and just melts down over it. KSI acting as if Dylan pulled out, he wouldn't have made a whole video just laughing on him, and here he is asking for sympathy after pulling out of the fight. Wade has been jabbing at me for years. Wade didn't ever do nothing but be real and defend himself when attacked for being real and objective. The minus 400,000 aura hurt his ego. I understand where KSI is coming from. I used to be like this at 12 years old when someone said they didn't like my shoes. Wade is too real for JJ. Anyways, that's it for KSI part 69. I'd like to thank KSI for funding my great.
Alright, y'all, that was the end of this video. Literally, y'all like, comment, and subscribe. All I can say is that is kind of crazy how everything is still going bad for the guy. Literally.